Good morning. It's your girl, Miss Analytical, aka May TVP, and I am on StreamYard live from my home in NYC. What's good, everybody? And I want to give a shout out to all those that have viewed my commentary since 2017. And I want to give a special shout out to those that have been consistent riding with me. And I also want to thank each and every one of you all that viewed the Jaguar White video. Not only did it reach the 1,000 mark within a 10-day period, but it's now approaching 1.2K views. Okay. My first video that I made this year after being away from YouTube for 7 months straight. It's really funny that I made videos. I made about 77 uploads, more than I did last year. And I was away much longer between December of last year and July, longer than any period since I've had my channel. And I want to say thank you. Yes, the algorithm is not fair to a lot of us small YouTubers. You know, our views are not being pushed, but I have a feeling why, and I'm going to get to that after I go hard at Cynthia G. I despise this woman greatly. I think she is a vile, and when I mean vile, I mean a vile human being. Here you have somebody who, for years, have talked about Black men, okay? And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that her relationships with Black men have not been good, okay? But there's one thing to make criticisms, but there's another thing to just want to drag all Black men, but not call out Black women. And you're only calling out Black men who date out of their race. And that's their prerogative. It is what it is. It is what it is. They wasn't checking for you or any other woman for that matter. That's who they want. It is what it is. But when you talk about eugenics and stating that Black babies should not be born, get rid of the Black male species, and I heard this from her. I had to hear it for myself before I commented on it on a Knowledge G upload I did. That's when I said enough with her is enough. This is a phony bitch. You have a child. You have a Black child. Now they say that the YouTuber Robert Perkins is the baby daddy. I don't know. I'm not going to co-sign that. But I did see a little baby that was Black in a video a couple of months ago. You are the devil, Cynthia G. And everybody that rags you, from Tariq Nasheed, Jason Black, who else? All the other Black YouTubers. I'm not gonna go into the manosphere because that's a different area, but I'm not part of the women's sphere or the manosphere. Okay. But I've been seeing this woman doing this dirt for 3+ years. And it's alleged that she's the one that called the cops, the SWATs, on Tariq Nasheed, and lied and said that he had weapons and he was doing illegal activity. And they dragged him and his wife out of his home and had guns behind their back. They could have killed them. So I'm going to tell you what Cynthia G did. Cynthia G basically asked the question, are Black women safe dating Black men? Now, this is the problem. We have Black women, 3 Black women that have been murdered recently by white men dating them. And instead of asking that question, you're going to ask this question. Now, there was a black man that called, and he basically answered the question after stating that black men are a problem, black men are psychologically unstable, black men have mental issues, black men hate their moms, black men hate themselves, black men are incapable of love, black men this, black man that, and he was a black man. But I'm going to say something. I don't believe that he was an American black man. See, a lot of this too, when you say the word black, you have to understand many people will trash black people because they're not American blacks. Many of them are blacks from Africa, the continent. Many of them are Caribbean blacks, Central American blacks. Many of them are Caribbean blacks, Latino blacks, South American blacks, European blacks. They are not black people from America. They're not foundational black Americans or nor ADOS. The problem is that the man who called had hate himself. Now, he admitted his own feelings, which I didn't have nothing against him saying that. But we don't need a black man to co-sign Cynthia G's fuckery of his own issues and put on all black men. I know many black men that are successful, that are married to black women, that love their mothers, that love the black women in their family, that are cool with black women, that show me respect, okay? The black men that Cynthia G is talking about that are despicable are black men that nobody deals with, not even other black men. These are black men that are just bad because they are bad people. But Cynthia G, you know that just like everyone else, but you, I believe, are being paid to push a dirty narrative to make black people, black men especially, look dysfunctional. Have you looked up black male executives? Have you seen who they're married to? Have you seen their children, how they look? Many black executives who are multimillionaires are brown skinned, not light skinned, not biracial. Okay? And they are married to black women. Okay? You have black women who are married to executives who are black men. There are many black families that are prosperous, that are together, unified. But it's not going to be promoted by the media because the media wants to promote a narrative of black people not wanting to get along and can't get along and can't be in a successful relationship. Okay, good morning, P Mac. Hopefully everything's good with you. Tyler Collins, what happened? Basically, Cynthia G is on her nonsense and wants to know if black women are safe dating black men. So my argument is, why won't you talk about the black women that have been killed by while dating white men? Or if you really want to be um real, why don't you talk about Ed Buck and the numerous black men that he killed? He killed so many black men. You don't talk about that. Why don't you talk about the gay black men that was killed by Ed Buck and they was buried under his home? The Democratic donor that they just basically convicted. And guess who got him? Black women. It was black women, both in the LGBT community and not in the LGBT community, black men who were LGBT, and even black men that were not in the community that came together in California to make sure that Ed Grimm would see justice. You're not going to talk about him. You're not going to talk about the young lady who just got killed dating an elderly white man that she met at Bumble.com for the date and he killed her. You're not going to talk about the girl in Florida who was being in an abusive relationship with a white man and he killed her. You're not going to talk about that. Now, you were talking about Ray J And you talked about Ray J, the nurse anesthesiologist doing the chellations. You talked about him, but you didn't really go hard on him like you go on hard with the separation of black men and black women. And you have 92, no, she has 97K subscribers. I believe that most of your subscribers are white men because there's no way that even all these black women are supporting you. I believe that you're doing this, you're getting paid to cause a separatism, and it's very financially lucrative. But at the same token, I don't think you really believe everything, but I do believe that you have a sentiment against black men because I believe a black man left you for a white woman, number one. And I believe that you dated white men in the past and it didn't work out. They left you. But the difference is that you don't really have a hate for white men like you do have for black men. Okay. Tyler Collins says Cynthia G isn't going to talk about that because it doesn't fit her narrative. Most women for that group will not admit that info. Exactly. Exactly. That's an excellent point, Tyler. And another thing too is that you have black men in your clique that dates other black women that date other black men. Nala G, who I used to support until I found out she was like with your little dumbass. Then China Fox, who dates a black man, but at one time used to kick it with white men and said on her Twitter account, I only date white men. Black men are not welcome. Don't come at me. This is what's being promoted. And you have women on her page, young girls, that saying, I was considering dating a black man, but then I saw your page and your videos and you changed my narrative. You made me see the light. You made me realize that I am better than being with a black man. I am good enough. I could date outside my race and be much happier. And I want to thank you so much, Cynthia G, for showing me the right way. Yeah. And I wonder if many of those black women who got killed by those white men, did they watch your video, Cynthia G? Did they watch you? Did they look up to you or some of the other ones on YouTube just like you? Because Cynthia G is a YouTube influencer. That's her title. She's not like a content creator. She's not a commentator like me. She's an influencer. And YouTube influencers do things and say things to basically get people to think like what they are promoting, you know? So when you're an influencer, you're getting sponsors, you get paid. If you see her channel, she got the sponsorship with the Black African charter school in New York, where I'm from. They're paying for this. They're pushing her through the algorithm. She has sponsorships. She's an influencer. And when she's no longer being able to influence black women, they will drop her. She made a deal and she got to deal with it. But I say she's a devil because she promotes the eugenics of black male babies. And I have a problem with that. And I'm glad many black men are seeing her for who she is because a lot of black women, we talked about her. I talked about her in May of 18. The beef between her and Tariq Nasheed. And I know a lot of people don't like Tariq Nasheed, but this woman went at him when he wasn't going at her. He didn't have any issues with her. She was going at him. Then Jason Black, that one is legendary. Be that as it may, you know what, Jason, you're always talking a lot of shit about me, but you never show your face. You need to show your face. Oh, and you need to basically hide that forehead of yours much better with those bangs. I will never forget that as long as I live. That was like the best. That was the best. And I think that is still up. But to close this out, because I'm going to make this quick, I'm just disgusted with what I've been seeing on YouTube the past couple of years. And whether it's the manosphere, the woman's sphere, this dating your people, it's got to stop. I feel that it's hate speech, is not productive, and it's harming the community, and it's really harming the self-esteem of young Black people, whether it's women or men. And this has to stop. And with that being said, it's your girl, Miss Analytical, May TVP. Thank you for checking out Middays with Miss Analytical. I'm going to make this quick because I have to basically handle some business. But Tatala Collins, P. Mac, thank you so much for showing up on this live. I'll be back tomorrow with another upload for Middays with Miss Analytical. Oh, PMAX says, I refuse to purchase anything from their sponsors as well because they get the side eye for sponsoring that BS. Yes. Yes. And that's an excellent point that you brought up, PMAX. We got to look at the sponsors, and we have to boycott the sponsors by simply not giving them our money, not buying their products. We don't have to, pick it or do anything like that. Just hold your money and not spend and invest with them. Just like this chick want Black women and Black girls to divest from Black men and Black boys. Divest from these products. If you've been buying from them, don't buy from them. But most importantly, I think Black women need to divest from Cynthia G, Nala Says, and all the rest of them. And this is your girl, Miss Analytical, May TVP. I'm signing out. Thank you so much for showing up on my lives. And this upload will be posted real soon. Take care.